Okay, I have an ABUS Bravus 3500, which are a kind of a cool little Dimple lock. It's got a heck of a lot going on inside it. And for it to be a real pick, you really do need a 360 this one. So we've got our 6 main dimples, as well as a whole bunch of passive pins on the side, a little magnet interacted pin, and this little trap sort of pin here on the back, as well as a weird anti-tensioning faceplate thing. You'll see when I pull it apart. It's very complicated. There's a lot going on in this lock. But it is not too difficult to pick, just a little bit of working out. So I'll stick that in multi-pick bar in all the way. And I've been picking it with these bare bones. So I'll try that again. I've got the few flag options there. Alright, so bind first down the back here. Click there. 3, I think that is, and then 1. One's really high lift and a standard pin, a little bit of core rotation. Pin 2 is full. These like barrel pin type deals at the back, kind of like Dom barrels actually. Make sure the front's all right. Yep. Up there, we're into a deep pulse set. And there we go. All right, so that is the main pin stack picked. So now we need to go like so, and it locks back up here, upside down, and then we need to go all the way to the back. Push all these key pins down out of the way. All the way to the back. I might even use a small flag for this. I didn't check this one. And there's a little this bit on the key. You get that. Might need my multi-pick 10 for that one, to be honest. There it is. Got it. And then back to locked. Full 360. The magnetic one on this doesn't seem to come into play, and I think, I'm not certain, that I pinged its little tiny spring off into oblivion, which would explain why that one is perhaps not getting trapped the way it's supposed to. I'm not sure it came with a spring, but a lot of my other things there do, and it would make sense that it had one. But I don't know where it went, and it's so small. But either way, it should just have been a matter of sliding down a pick with the magnet, just into that position, you know, where the magnetic bit there is, and then that pull the pin in. So it would just be a trivial, as long as you know it exists. Honestly, maybe even the pick might have enough metal in it to do it. But anyway, let's gut this thing. You'll see just how complicated it is. Right, and I I really do need to get a slightly bigger follower for these things. Hello? You know work? What? Oh, that's a problem. Did I assemble this wrong? Balls. Let's pick it again. Ah, put C-clip on the wrong way around. That's the problem. Why the key would not work. Put it on back to front. Alright, that off. So there we go. Clearly does work. So let's put a shim in there. Top pins. Follower. Now, whoop, hook's fallen out. Oh yeah, I've got it upside down. Alright, let's keep in one. Alright. This way. Alright. Keep in one. We've got a anti-drill ball bearing. Another one in there. Get out so it doesn't fall out later. This one up there with it. Alright. Two, three. Whoa, that one came out easily. 4, 5. And 6. So standard boring key pins. I think some of those are steel though. So now we have here 1, 2, 3 passive pins. This is that magnetic activated one, which is supposed to have a spring to push it out this way. And so the key pin pulls it in, or the key pulls it in. But because I've lost the spring to it, it does not function, which is a bit sad. I suppose I could steal them, pull off out one of these passive pins because they're a bit less interesting. Alright, so we've got some. Let's do these at a time. So that's. Yeah. So which order to do this in? I don't know. Right, that's a passive pin from the bottom. Not magnetic, that would have been too easy. Come on. Got it. 4 passive pins on the bottom. You got this interactivity trap deal. Sits at the back. We'll look at that closer in a minute. And then we've got this warding hole plate thing. We'll go over. One. Two. That's our cool magnetic thing. That there. That's just boring passive pins. All right. So, I suppose we need the drivers. We'll look at this first. All right, so we've got our spots for our normal 6 pins. Nothing interesting there. We've got this free moving warding plate thing, which can act and get stuck there or there. So if you're pushing on it the wrong way, that'll protrude out into the core and it'll get stuck on that like first pin chamber. So I did get that the first time I was picking this, playing with it off camera. Got to like a deep for the 45-degree false set, and I was like, oh, what's going on? It was this getting stuck as I was tensioning right off the front there. So that did not work. I had not seen that trick before. It's kind of nifty. There you go. That's what that does. Keep in sits through it. Let's cut through here for anti-snap protection. Then we've got this piece at the bottom, so it sits in the keyway, kind of like that. So it's a reduced target. You've got to hit this little ball bearing in the middle to push the driver back out. That's nifty. Let's get passive pins, whatever. Here's a close-up of that little magnetic pin. Supposed to have a spring there. I could possibly pinch one of the ones off these passive pins. Alright, drivers. Well, you know, maybe it'll turn up. I don't know. 1 standard spring. 2 deep spool. 3 standard. 4 is spool. See my follower, very much not the right size there. Lots of slop, but still works. And then we've got these little barrels here. 5, 6 and 5. 2 more springs, same as all the others. You can see down there, so we've got 2 bars for the passive pins, normal Bible there, some more drill rods here you can see. Down in the back, and then we've got this little, well, you can see it looks like the light's not picking it up super well. This little like moving brass piece here, which is what that magnetic pin gets trapped against. So there you go. That is, oh, an ABUS, it's a Bravus 3500. It is a quite an interesting lock, packed full of stuff. Here's that close-up. So the main pins are not too difficult. The little barrels can be a little bit tricky. You've got that little like tapered flare going back out. Nice deep spools. This little magnetic one's kind of nifty. This other one here, it sits right at the back. If you don't know about that, you get stuck. Quite tricky. This wadding plate thing, I assume this is hardened as well. Maybe. But that's interesting, makes tensioning, just have to be a little bit more careful what you're doing. And then a stack of passive pins for key control. All in up, it makes a pretty complex little lock.